Coming up in today's video, I'm going to reveal the one thing that I think has made the biggest difference to me achieving my goals and ultimately making it to a half marathon distance. So if you've been watching the videos recently, you will know that I picked up a little injury. It wasn't a major injury, you know, I didn't like lose a leg or anything, but it did prevent me from going out for a run for 4 weeks. So last week was my first venture out and for a while, and I did 3K, but that 3K was a bit like Couch to 5K really. It was 1K runs with sort of a little walk, in between each kilometre. Just to kind of test the water, because when I injured myself, it didn't kind of come, I didn't notice that I'd injured myself until much later in the day, till hours after I'd finished running. So I kind of wanted to make sure that I was all right. I was being really overcautious probably, but you know, what the hell. And I'm pleased to report everything was fine. That evening, no problem. The next day, no problem either. And it's a few days later now, and I'm going out now for another run. So all is well. I thought what I would probably do today, I had planned in my mind right until the last minute to do a 5K today. However, on second thoughts, what I've decided to do is to do 3K today, just a solid 3K, no breaks, and then leave it a couple of days and then do a 5K, just to be 100% sure that all is well. So, with no further ado, let's get cracking. Let's do 3K, see what happens. There we go, 3K complete. I'm not going to put the times up on the screen. It was just under 19 minutes, so not quick, but that's fine. That's not what I'm kind of worried about at the moment. I just wanted to go out, do 3K. And yeah, that was quite hard, but then I was expecting it to be really, because I haven't done much running for quite a few weeks. So, you know, I need to kind of build that stamina back up again. I read somewhere, don't know where, can't remember, that after 2 weeks your stamina starts to drop off. Probably drop off even. Probably not if you're Mo Farah. I suspect it would take a bit longer for his stamina to drop off. But if you're mere mortal, like you and me, then, no offence, then I think it's probably going to take no time at all. And absolutely, yeah, even though it's only 3K, you know, I'm breathing. Well, that's good. I've been breathing a bit heavily, so there we are. I said that I was going to give you reveal the one thing that I think has made the lion's share of difference when it comes to getting to the longer distances that I've done. Actually, not really the longer distances, any distance really. Getting to, obviously 5K originally, then 10K, and then my longest distance to date, which is half marathon. And there's one thing, I think, I've been thinking about this, there's one thing that I think has made the difference to me personally. And of course, your mileage may vary in every sense of that word. So this is the story, this is kind of how I've realised this. When I did Couch to 5K, I started off, did the first run, completed all the bits and pieces in the run, and I had achieved everything that was listed in the app, whether it was 60 seconds running and 2 minutes walking, whatever it was, I can't remember. But whatever it was, I did it exactly as it was determined in the app. Then run 2, run 3 and so on, I did the same, and I had completed it exactly as it was specified in the app. And before I knew it, I got a few weeks in and I'd managed to achieve everything as set in the app. And I kind of, in fact, I talked about this in the Couch to 5K videos. If you watch them, there's I've got a video for every week in the whole program. So and during the video, during Couch to 5K, I felt like I'd kind of broken the spell at one point, because I actually went out and there's a 20-minute run that you suddenly jump to this big distance of 20 minutes of running. And I jumped to that, and I did that run out of sequence. I did it too early, too soon. I think I was supposed to do one run before that. And I was mortified, actually. I felt like, oh no, what have I done? I've broken the spell, I think is the way that I put it in the video, because I felt like this was motivating me. If I was doing exactly what it said in there and I was achieving it, then it motivated me to carry on doing that and not to drop off, if that makes sense. Anyway, I got over myself and I got back to it, and I kept that motivation right through to the end. So I got through to week 9, to run 27, having achieved everything that was set out on the app at every run. And I think that helped me to do that. And after that, I actually dropped off the boil a bit. And again, if you've been watching these videos a while, you will remember this. I kind of didn't have any targets to aim for at that point. And I thought, I think the way I worded it was, I'm going to consolidate my runs. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to consolidate my runs. And I went out, and I very soon wasn't doing 5K. I was doing 4K and then 3K, and I was just stopping, because there was nothing really to motivate me to carry on. So then after that, I did something called the Couch to 5K Revival, which is my own little program that I set up, where I kind of got myself back up, so got my mojo back, if you like. And then I immediately went on and did Bridge to 10K. And what I did was I followed really what I'd done in Couch to 5K, which was to set myself specific targets and to say, I will do this, but not just I will aim for 10K in 8 weeks time or whatever it might be. It was, today I'm going to run 6K, for example. And I went out and I would run 6K. And what I would do is that if I stop on a run, if say on that 6K run, I stopped after 3 and I felt like I wanted a bit of a walk, that would be the end of the run. I wouldn't then start running again. Now, don't get me wrong, I know loads of people who will go out for a long run and they will stop part of the way around and have a bit of a run. In fact, when I did my very first ever 10K, it was in an organised event, and there were some people that I kept bumping into these two ladies who were running, and they were doing running and then stop and walk for a bit and then run, which is fine. They were having a chat and they were thoroughly enjoying themselves, and good on them. And that, if that's what works for you, that's fine. But I need that motivation. I need something that's going to make me carry on, that's going to make me move on in a forwards direction without stopping. And I think if I let myself stop, I would stop too often. On a 6K run, I would probably stop after every kilometre or every 2 kilometres. It would be too tempting to just, I'll stop. So for me, the one thing that I've done all the way through is to set myself a distance I'm going to run on a run, and then or like last week, it was 1K. I knew I was going to do 1K and then stop for a walk, so that's fine because that was planned. But if I'm going out for a run like today, 3K, if I'd stopped after 2, that would be it. And that, I think, for me personally, that's what's motivated me to get to 10K, and then particularly to get to half marathon. I don't think I would have made half marathon if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't set myself these targets to go. If I might have done a half marathon, but I certainly would have done it. I would have stopped loads of times. So that's me, that's just me. And I know I'm silly, really, but you've got to do what works for you. That works for me. You do what works for you, and whatever it is, there are no rules to this, which is great. You can make them up, which is what I did. Anyway, I've waffled too much there. I'm going to get back now. That went well, I hope, that 3K. And my plan is to have a rest for a couple of days, and then maybe even a day. And then, so no running tomorrow, maybe the next day, if not the day after that, depending on the weather probably. And I will go out and do a 5K, which is brilliant. So thank you very much for watching as always. Keep those comments coming, and I will see you for another update next week.